Influence Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. It has been a long Sunday. I've done work on the business. I've worked on the yard with the wife. We're painting fences. I was working on the SJ Pour Challenge and working with a number of wonderful people. And it's been a beautiful day too. Now I get to have a beer. It's time. It is that time. A beer review, and what do we have today? We have a local one. It is the Butte XXVI. That's right, the 26th birthday reserve. Now this is last year's, and it is a best after date of June 16, 2015. This is now middle of August of 2015, so we have passed that time frame, and I get to try it. It's 50% aged for 6 months in bourbon barrels. They dry spiced it with Theo's cocoa nibs and pomegranate molasses and cranberries. Now I had this fresh one, it was released on the release date down at the brewery, but now I get to try it after the fact. Now there are rumors that this is soured, so we'll have to find out. It's an Imperial Porter. It is 10.8% and 60 IBUs. I'm gonna get this wax off and give it a try. Oh, what a beautiful beer. What a beautiful beer. It's, you know, I can get a few hues of color just off the bottom, a brownish red in color. It's got a nice full finger head, just a creamy, frothy top on there. Look at that. That's a delight, especially to a guy who's thirsty for a beer. All right, let's get the nose. It's probably a little cooler than it should be, but man, all right, I'm already getting a nice, rich, malty and caramel aroma, and I got a little bit of that pomegranate molasses on there. So I'm gonna take a moment and get another nose here. Some interesting aromas coming off it. I pick up on the cocoa, I pick up on the pomegranate. I'm not sure about the cranberries. I get some of that chocolate on there. You know, but it has kind of an ethyl alcohol kind of scent. So I don't know what that means or where that's gonna take me. What's in this beer, by the way? It's made with pale malt, wheat, midnight wheat, chocolate, and crystal malts. And for hops, they use Millennium, Cascade, and US Tettnang. So here we go, cheers. The chocolate in this is fabulous, that Theo's cocoa. Man, that's rich and wonderful. And on the backside, I'm getting some coffee. You know, more of that, those roasted malt character, along with some of the hop character on there, kind of giving that flavor to it. But you really get the fruit on this. I mean, it really is coming through. And this is a very creamy texture. It's just a full-bodied mouth there, right? So it's a low carbonation, it's sweet, slightly sticky, but full body, just coating the mouth, just lovely. All right, I'm going back in. Oh. That feel, man, that mouthfeel is fabulous. You know, I remember the pomegranate molasses when they first used it. That is some amazing stuff. It is such a unique flavor on it. Other than just saying what it is, pomegranate molasses, it's hard to describe it further than that. You get a slight kick of the cranberry as well. Both those come through. It almost comes across like there's a slight char smokiness, like hints of like some dark cherry on it. Very nice. You get some vanilla going on there. Oh, it's just lovely. Oh, I get some of that oak character and some earthiness going on, and I'm sure the Tettnang really helps with that earthy flavor. You know, the Millennium on there for the hops, that gives just a slight bitterness. It kind of just tapers the whole thing down, because between these malts and these fruits, this would be very sweet if you didn't balance it out, and I think they've done a wonderful job. I'm digging on it, you can tell. I'm getting into it. So I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to enjoy this. We'll come back with some final thoughts and conclusions. I'm diving in for some more. Just the color coming out of this, these ruby hues in with the brown are really beautiful. This is a very interesting beer. So the addition of cranberry in this, along with the pomegranate molasses, not to mention the cocoa nibs, the Theo's cocoa. But the fruit component in this has developed and changed, and there's a slight tang to it, I would say. But I don't know that I would go to the point where I said it's soured. That would infer that maybe you got a bug in it and it went that direction. And I don't think that's the case at all. Now, have those fruits kind of soured in general or changed? Yeah, they've changed. The complexity's changed. I have this fresh. As I said, I was there for opening day. And you didn't get as much of the fruit component as before. It was very distinct, it was there, but you didn't get as much of the fruit flavors. And I think the fruit flavors are really interesting. They're a stronger component in the beer now. It just makes it very unique. But before, you were more reaching to taste it, and I think now you're really tasting it. Maybe some of the other things have mellowed out and the fruits have risen up. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get another taste here. Because of how the fruit is playing with this, and because of the richness of this beer, it could be, I could see in the bitterness aspect, it could be off-putting to some people, but for me, it is definitely not a deterrent. I'm really appreciating this. As it's worn, I have picked up a little bit more of the bourbon characteristics and the oak on it. They've come forward. The vanilla is playing a slightly greater part of the flavor. It's still just very creamy on the mouth. But mind you, the fruit is still very strong. So unless you like sweet beers, unless you can handle really strong flavors, you may not like it. I really appreciate big beers and strong flavors, and this is 10.8%. So, of course, I'm just loving it. As far as Imperial Porters go on the market, there aren't a lot of them, but there are some big name makers that make some really grand ones. So I'm really digging on this. I don't think I can go to that world-class level in terms of style. But it's definitely an excellent beer. I'm going 93 for style as far as Imperial Porters go. Man, I took another sip and I just got hit with this huge cherry vanilla chocolate component. It was just big, and I realize it's cranberries, I realize it's pomegranate, but it just came across as a beautiful cherry. I was gonna go a little lower, but I gotta tell you, man, that sip just pushed me right on up. I'm giving this a 93 overall. I think this is really fun right now. I think that the timing of when you drink this is going to be interesting. How well it was cellared is going to make a great difference on how it tastes. Right now, it's a fun beer. This is it again. I'm always so proud of my local breweries. This is Deschutes Brewery out of Bend, Oregon. It is the Black Butte XXVI 26th birthday reserve. What can I say? Life's too short to drink cheap beer. And I'll see you on the next beer review.